Hey everybody, it's Georgia Rose from Zencuda, and I want to welcome all you beautiful Zencudas who are out there watching me tonight. I have a lot of stuff to go over tonight. Everything has been so exciting this past few weeks. Have you felt the energy just get busier and busier? Because we're really coming on a time when our energy is going to be so busy. So I'm going to start out a little bit with some of the energy update and some astrology. But first, of course, I'm going to ask all of you at home to share the show before we get into our astrology report so that everyone can take advantage of the cosmos the way they are now. So I'd love to hear from all of you and how your week is going. So make sure that you log on and talk to me in the comments, or you can even call the show. We'll put that number on the screen in a few minutes for you. So log in. Let me know how you guys are doing. I want to know how you're feeling, how things have been going. How's this energy been for you? All that kind of great stuff. So let's get some astrology going. How's that? We'll start with. And I'm going to just hop over to the Strong Island Television Facebook page so that I can see who is on tonight. And maybe if you guys will share the show too, that would be really, really awesome. So I'm going to hop back on and say hi to some of my friends, give you guys all a few minutes to get on. And I hope you're pouring yourself a really hot beverage because where I am in the Northeast, it is freezing right now. We have a really cold snap coming in. Had a little snow this morning too, but it was really pretty. So who's on tonight to say hi? Let's see. Who have I got on here? Give you all a few minutes to come in. So let's go into the astrology. So we have so much going on. This is a week where a lot of stuff happening. Energy is going to start moving really quickly, but I don't want you to take that as something that you should be rushing because we need to just kind of steady and slow. This is like the old adage of the tortoise and the hare, where the tortoise is actually going to win the race this week if you can be a little introspective and let yourself kind of roll with the energy. So I have Christine Pepe Camarada on here. Hey, Christine, how is it going? And I got a few other people on. I'm actually going to hop over to the Zencuda page and see if I can share the show there. So while I'm doing that, I would love it if all of you would share the show to your pages. And the other thing I'm going to ask you all to do tonight, I know I'm making a lot of requests, aren't I? I'm just a greedy little you-know-what tonight. If you could actually hop over after the show to my YouTube channel, I would absolutely love it if you all would subscribe. I'd love to be able to do some lives over there. And so I need a certain amount of subscribers to do that. So you all play a part in getting the message out from Zencuda to everybody. So love to do that. So going to get started here on the astrology. As I said, really busy week. We've got a lot of energy that's shifting this week, and we're going to feel those shifts in our own personal lives and probably in society a little bit too. So let me hop over there, do that, get my astrology notes going. And okay. So first thing that's happening, already happened anyway a little bit last week, but has a really big play in this week, is the sun went into Aquarius. And Aquarian energy is something that's, kind of detached, but also very innovative, very futuristic, very forward. And that's what's giving us a little bit of that feeling of rushing and like the energy's moving a little bit faster than it usually does. But I don't want you guys to take that as a cue that you're supposed to be rushing around, because the sun in Aquarius also has a shadow side. And I'll get to that in a minute, but Aquarius is a very futuristic energy, is an energy that makes us want to move forward. It's innovative, it's science, it's technology. And so that's going to give us a little bit of push that we've needed if we've had any kind of projects that we're working on that have been a little bit stagnated. That futuristic freedom type energy is going to come in very hot and heavy this week. Some people want to be impulsive in that. And that's where the shadow side of Aquarius comes in, like I just mentioned. The shadow side of Aquarius is a side where, Aquarian principles are all about equality, democracy, freedom, humanity, but it also wants to dominate those things in a scientific and technological way. And if you think about that, and just let's kind of unpack that as far as science goes or technology goes. The shadow side of that is, we have all these amazing and innovative things with technology, just like I'm doing tonight. We can reach so many more people, but it comes at a cost of our own privacy and even sometimes leads to cyber stalking in some instances. So that's the downside. Aquarian energy is very much an energy where we want to feel like we have a chance to be in a utopian society where everything's going to be wonderful, and we want to be very humanistic and understanding. And the Aquarian age is a very philosophical type of thing that kind of hangs out in the ethers and promises so much optimism. But the reality is we don't live in a utopia. Utopia is not coming anytime soon. And so we have to stay grounded in this beautiful Aquarian energy that we have coming in. So we're going to feel the need for freedom. We're going to feel the need to look towards the future, which is a very good thing. But the shadow side is too much innovation and technology can actually be a bad thing. So we have to temper that. And then we have Saturn in Aquarius this year. And that's going to be a running theme for 2022. But what it does right now is enhance a lot of that Saturnian energy with the sun in Aquarius. You have the sun beating down on that Saturnian authoritative energy, like discipline, etc. And so Saturn in Aquarius is adding to this energy of forward thinking in Aquarius. It's innovative, it's freedom fighters, it's revolutionary, it's scientific. But Saturn in Aquarius is the maverick. Saturn in Aquarius is the maverick that questions the old norms, that wants to reform society and wants to do it for the benefit of all. But Saturn in Aquarius is detached enough to see where we need to make changes. And that's what this week is all about. Yep, I got to tell you, friends, this week, the winds of change are speeding up. And that's kind of the theme for tonight's show. So keep that in mind if you call in for a reading in a little bit. So when we look at all of this Aquarian energy coming in, it really is a push for independence, especially when we still have that Uranus energy in Taurus, making us resourceful, making us want freedom, and pushing this energy even more forward. So this is an energy where you're going to see some people get a little impulsive, some people be very revolutionary, and other people kind of be a little bit more detached. I have a call coming in, so I'm going to pick this up right where we leave off. Hello. Hi, this is Georgia in the Soul Space. How are you doing tonight?
Oh, hi. It's Pauline from New York. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Pauline, how
I'm glad
are you?
I'm catching you tonight. I missed last week. So
there you go.
Boy.
So here I am, and here are you. So how are you feeling in this energy?
Excuse me, this energy is like, oh my gosh, every time I turn around, there's another energy coming up. I can't even get used to one. It's like a new one keeps popping, but I think my signs are really getting hit. I mean, I have Moon in Capricorn, so I'm assuming that there's a lot of Capricorn stuff, and I was Sag and Sun, and then the Leo, but the Leo is not really that big of a deal from what I'm gathering. It's the Sagittarius was a big thing for the eclipse, right? And
yes, and we have some eclipses coming up this year. Right now, our energy is very Capricorn and Aquarian focused, and then a little bit of Pisces also. We've got Jupiter and Neptune in Pisces, which is highlighting that beautiful feeling of wanting to be spiritually connected and meditating.
Yeah, but you know what? As I look at my progress, I moved into Aquarius, so I keep looking at different systems because I know I have many different systems that I do resonate with them all.
Right.
Sort of like they're all going on simultaneously or something.
What I will tell you is the best thing to do, and this is for everybody out there, the best thing to do is pick a qualified astrologer. You don't have to pick me, but someone that's near you or someone you really resonate with. And once or twice a year, definitely go to that person, just like you would any other doctor or therapist, and have them really outline for you your transits for the year and what the best things for you to work on for the year. Just like I'm highlighting the week right now, this next week of energy, and what I would advise everyone to do for this next week to going into, I'd say maybe February, up to the 6th of February, I would be really focused on whatever house Capricorn energy is in my chart, because that's the house where a lot of change and a lot of shifts are going to take place in the next 10 days or so.
Okay.
So definitely focus on that Capricorn energy. And I'm going to explain a little bit more about that.
One second more. You also do the whole house chart thingy. Is that yours? I forget if you're the one that does that as well.
I do not do whole house sign readings unless the person asks for them. I can certainly do it that way. I prefer not to, just because personally over the years I've found in my own chart and in the chart of certain people who I see regularly that it works more accurately if I don't do whole house. But whole house is a good place
I
to
think
start.
it's more accurate. You're right, because I see that it's like I'm in both. Like I feel like I'm in both anyways, and every time I look at it, it makes more sense to keep it the way it is.
Yeah, and I think what the thing with astrology is, and I've been studying astrology for 11 years, and the thing with astrology is that it's a rabbit hole. You can fall down the hole and never come out. There's so much information. I study with astrologers who've been doing this 40 and 50 years, and they just don't even know. But I would say if you're going to try and read your own data and really want to get into astrology enough to really interpret your life chart, I would stick with one type of astrology, whichever that is for you, and I would, whatever resonates with you, and I would stick to that. Because when you start looking at all different charts and how they play out, it defeats the purpose of looking at the map. It would almost be like trying to read a map that was drawn by 7 different people. You're never going to get to your destination. So pick one and utilize it.
Depends on what you're looking for, right? I mean, I guess there's certain systems work better for certain, whatever questions. But I guess since I'm not going to ask you about that, since I probably would rather have a private reading anyways, can I get a card?
Sure, let me pick a card for you.
You're really good at the cards. Every time I get a message from you, it's important.
Well, I'm going to actually pick tonight from my Circle of Light deck, which is a deck that you can purchase on my website. They're cards that I actually created. I'm going to pick one of these Circle of Light cards for you because I feel like you need to have a lot of light around you right now. And let me pick one of these. And let's see what your message is this evening. They're telling me this card. I got number 20, which is soul. There is no greater power than the eternal light of the soul. And what that's resonating from me with tonight's conversation is you're obviously looking for answers within your astrology chart, within your birth chart. And one of the things that I love about the gifts that Spirit has bestowed on me is when I read astrology chart, I also read psychically. I've been able to combine those gifts of really reading energy and psychic ability with the astrology chart. And I love that because like what you were just saying, it's less confusing because I intuitively know.
You're a healer as well, so you have it all.
Well, I don't think I have it all, but I've learned to do that for whatever reason. We all have our unique gifts. But what I think is that when we don't have our intuition sometimes because we block it with thinking too much from our headspace, right? Like you're looking at a chart and then you look at another chart and then you're thinking, well, does this make sense? Does that make sense? And what I would implore you is just like this card says, there's no greater power than the soul. So when you're looking at your chart, pick the chart you really want to work with. And when you're looking at that chart, I would suggest really trying to intuitively look at it and get the resonance of what you're feeling from it. Because whenever
it's just a tool, right? So if I connect with my soul, my spirit, it gives me the answers. I don't even need to do all these crazy things.
And it will do it through the chart, Pauline, because
that's why it does give you information through the chart. I do get that, but
because that's your soul.
Have a computer handy, or if I like you said, intuition is the most important.
But there comes a point in life.
The show is Soul, Space, and Kuda. So I love it.
Well, I was going to say, and I just want to finish my thought. In other words, what I'm trying to say is that you're never going to find your answers in your head. We think that because we've been conditioned to think that we have to think about everything. But sometimes our answers are in the heart. They're in the soul. And we can never truly experience life from our head. You're not going to feel life 100% from your head. You only feel life through your sensations. And through some of those sensations come beyond the 5 senses. So when you look at your birth chart, it's just like reading a card or a crystal. You've got to allow it to resonate with you and really just look at the diagram and let it speak to you. And that will lead you where you're supposed to be.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I knew that I was supposed to call in.
There you go. So keep listening because I got more to tell us about the astrology tonight, okay? All right, so I'm going to go back to the astrology, guys, and then I'll go look in the comments to see if we have any questions also as well. So I was talking about Saturn in Aquarius and the Aquarian energy and that push for independence. And this is something that when we have Saturn in Aquarius and now we have the Sun in Aquarius, so the energy is heightened. This is, like I said, the maverick, but it's also pushing for structures, new structures that bring people together. It's networking, it's exchanging ideas and visions. It's the future based on humanitarianism. So this is a great month for us to get out there and network if we have a project or we're trying to make certain contacts or we need to, collaborate with people. This is a great, great time to do that. This is also a time historically when we have Saturn in Aquarius when countries actually reorganize. Borders break up, politics break up. Things get reorganized and shook up a lot politically in a lot of countries, and when they've gone through this type of time, and very traditional for those things to happen. And coincidentally enough, while we have these planetary transits, this Saturn in Aquarius, the United States of America is also going to undergo its Pluto return on February 22nd, 22. How do you like that for a number? 2/22/22. And traditionally, when a country has its Pluto return, and this isn't always something that happens in a day, it's something that occurs over a period of years, it usually ends up completely restructured from where it started. And we say this is the United States Pluto return because Pluto actually goes back exact on that date of where it was when our country was founded. And so normally when you have a Pluto return for a country, you can't have one as a human because Pluto takes 240 years to return to where it is in a birth chart. So the birth of our country, Pluto is at a certain degree, and it's going to return there on February 22nd. And that Pluto return means that the energy of Plutonian things are extremely amplified, which is that push for independence. Think of what the country was like when we first started, when Revolutionary War and the Declaration of Independence were happening, and George Washington and Thomas Jefferson all got together, and the Continental Congress. What was the feeling like in the country? It was revolutionary. It was innovative. It was optimistic. It was almost trying to form that utopian environment, right? Men got together and collaborated and networked and exchanged ideas and visions, right? That's the energy, and that's the energy that we're coming on again. It was also a dark time for many. Many people died in the revolution. Brother against brother, right? People took to the streets. There was outcrying. So typically speaking, that's the energy that we're in. So Saturn in Aquarius brings a reality check to those themes in our life where we are confusing growth with betrayal. And when you think about things like that, an example would be maybe we betray ourselves with a certain pattern, whether that's in a relationship or in our lives. And we are in a little bit of illusion thinking that pattern is something needed for security. But it really restrains our growth. We're confusing it. Or maybe we think something's growing us. We have to take this course of study, and this is what's going to grow our life forward. But we hate it deep down inside. It's a drudgery. We don't really like it. It's restricting us. But we're telling ourselves we have to do it in order to grow. Those are the places we betray ourselves in our life through illusion. We tell ourselves something is a security when it's really a restriction. And that's the energy this week. Uranus direct in Taurus pushes that energy forward even more. You may see some sudden abrupt changes for freedom and independence. The Saturn in Aquarius energy is going to be a theme for 2022, but the themes personally this week with Saturn in Aquarius and the Sun in Aquarius, and then some other transits that are coming in, which I'm going to get to in a minute, are really heightening that freedom versus control energy, but it's a little bit different this week. Remember when I said we were really 2021 was all about freedom and control, all about freedom and control. We would have an outburst and then want to control it. Well, this year that energy reverses, and the freedom and control battle becomes one where something wants to be controlled and then there's an outburst. So it's a little bit less volatile, but control comes in this week as a theme as well. And the reason it does that is a couple of different reasons. And like all energy, there's no good or bad. It just becomes polarized, right? So we want to ask ourselves, first of all, where are we restricting ourselves from growth? Remember last week when I said, what's suffocating you? Where are you restricted? That's what you really wanted to start to look at. Well, this week, Mars goes into Capricorn. Remember I said we have a lot of Aquarian and Capricorn energy? So this week, Mars goes into Capricorn. While Aquarian energy is futuristic and innovative and pushes us forward in that regard, it also sometimes can make us so dreamy and so visionary about the future that we're a little bit cloudy and we don't know how to really form our ideas into execution. When Mars moves into Capricorn, Now we have what we need to get it done. Those projects that we've been trying to get done, but we just can't get out of third gear, or we're making lists about it, but we're not really getting anywhere. Now, with Mars in Capricorn, we have the determination and the ambition, and also the mental aptitude, because this week, Mercury, our thoughts, our mind, the planet of our thinking, goes back into Capricorn since it's retrograde. It comes away from Aquarius and goes into Capricorn. So now we have this push of this altruistic, optimistic, want to do something really innovative, but for the good of mankind energy, interfaced with the Capricorn energy of it's more clear to me, now I know what I have to do. So we have the control to go with the freedom. It's freedom, but in a controlled environment. In Capricorn, we can get it done. We can climb the mountain. We can see the vision. We can help it along. And so this week is really a window of opportunity to complete things. What came up a month ago? Now's the time to complete it and start making plans to actually do it. But after February 3rd, it will take shape. So we have a few more days to go before you're really going to see it take shape. But Saturn is the ruler of Capricorn. And we have Saturn in Aquarius. Saturn is the ancient ruler of Aquarius. Uranus is the modern ruler of Aquarius. So we have all this Pluto, Saturn, Uranus energy flying around the zodiac. And it's making us crave freedom. It's making us crave new structures. It's making us introspective about our life. And it's all going to culminate this year because whatever project was hanging around, and you got to the end of 2021, it was still hanging around. Now that project's going to start to become clear, and you're going to start to have the energy you need to really move it forward. And then Venus is in Capricorn, as it has been for quite a while. However, Venus in Capricorn is no longer retrograde as of the 29th. It goes direct. And when that happens, there's a change. Things are amplified. Growth is more focused. So this is really, as I said, the winds of change start to speed up this week. A lot of growth energy, a lot of karmic energy and dharma energy. Dharma is the good stuff that comes your way. So there's a lot of evening the score. There's a lot of clarity that comes through about the things we need to work on. We suddenly know where we need to release things. But the true finality doesn't come until the end of February or March, but we're really starting to move forward now. And the reason why I say not until the end of February, beginning of March, is because we need some planets to come out of retrograde and some other things to happen. So Tuesday, Mercury goes retrograde back into Capricorn, like I was just saying. And so now our minds, right, are coming together with our hearts because Venus is there, the planet of love, and Pluto is there, the planet that brings everything out of the shadows. So as of Tuesday, that's tomorrow, folks, unless you're watching the replay, whatever came up in January at the beginning of the year is what needs your attention. And this week, you're going to be focusing quite a bit on that. This is about making decisions on what's come up before. When Mercury was in Aquarius, you had an idea, but it was foggy. Maybe you thought about it, but then you didn't do it. You didn't put pen to paper. You didn't really write the syllabus. You didn't write the plan. Now you can use the Capricorn energy of stability and clarity to start completing those things. And then Friday, Mercury, that planet of our mind, conjuncts Pluto, the planet of the big growth. Lets everything out of the dark, right? The cat's out of the bag. Pluto takes our shadow and shines the light on it. So we start to feel change. We start to feel introspection. It's also a really, really good time to research additional resources because we have that Uranus and Taurus energy, which is earthy resourcefulness. This is now, by Friday, we start to move forward to the point where we're being shown exactly what we really want to accomplish. We're being shown exactly where we need to grow. We're being shown what we need to achieve that goal. We're being asked to look at, do we have what we need to achieve the goal? This is a really deep healing opportunity. Chiron comes in a few days before this major transit on Friday where Mercury conjuncts Pluto and gives us the opportunity for some deep healing. When Pluto comes in with Mercury and Capricorn and they come together in the sky, it really brings out an energy and helps us see the root of things. We're no longer interested in arguing over the argument. We're no longer interested in what the argument was about. Now we're really interested in the deep layer of it. Now we're reaching a threshold of intolerance for patterns in our life. whatever, as I said, was focusing on in that end of the year, beginning of January, now you are holding a microscope to it. The universe is really looking at the details for you. It's requiring you to be introspective. It's almost like acknowledging a pattern or a habit that you need to change, but you reach this threshold of intolerance with it, and you're just like, my soul can't do this anymore. I'm changing. Peace out. I'm done. Fini. I'm just not participating anymore. I'm changing the way I do this. And this is really an energy where you're done. You're not doing it anymore. You are making changes in your life that are really for big growth. However, be careful, because the negative side of all this adulting is you might have an impulsive temper. You might be too rigid. Capricorn is an energy that likes to control everything. And with Pluto there, you're going to want to control your shadow. You're going to want to squash it and repress it and keep it in the dark. But what I'm going to tell you is nothing in the dark ever heals or grows. It just remains stagnant, driving you crazy and giving you anxiety and fear your whole life. So this is a great opportunity for healing. There's a great opportunity to unpack those things that you're just done with. You can't do it anymore. You're disgusted. You're wound out. You're exhausted. Whatever that is, you want to change it in a slow and steady pace. Remember, the winds of change are speeding up, but we don't want to rush things. This is about not being too impulsive, not being too rigid, not wanting to control the things that don't add value to your life, not wanting to control the things that don't add value to your life. So ask yourself, do I have what I need to accomplish the goal I want to? Am I focused on this goal, right? The higher level of Capricorn is responsibility and having the discipline to change and grow. The lower level of Capricorn is controlling things that don't make a difference. Getting into the minutia, being impulsive, being too rigid, holding the line when you're wasting your energy where it could be used someplace better. No longer being tied to what others think, understanding that you have to let go in order to have more freedom. That's really the lesson of this week in a nutshell. So you want to look at where Capricorn is in your chart, what house. For instance, my Capricorn is in my second house. It happens to be the things we value. Venus is there for all of us right now, making us understand and go deep on what we value, the way we value things. And now Pluto conjuncts Mercury in Capricorn in order to give us a lesson of where do we need to be more disciplined in our life to have control that is bringing us value, not the insidious control that strangely enough makes you think is security when it's really just all about restriction. You're bypassing the root. You're denying what it really is. You're not really facing up to it. You're just kind of lollygagging around, having a silly argument with somebody that means nothing, thinking you control that. And what you really need to do is focus on whatever house Capricorn is in your chart, asking yourself, what's the pattern and habit I need to acknowledge? You want to ask yourself, do I have enough information and enough of what I need to achieve the goal I want to achieve? And then ask yourself, are you controlling something in order to bring more value to your life? Because those are the things we need to control. Our health, our peace, our empowerment to lead our best life. All the other stuff that we're trying to control, somebody left a dish in the sink. Oh, I wanted that parking space. That doesn't matter. It's not bringing value to your life. This is about what do you need to control to bring more value to your life? Where's your discipline? Where's your adulting? Where's the authority that you need to be in? So you want to be in a healthy space. Use the Capricorn energy to climb that mountain. This week is a lot of shifts. It can be frustrating, but it's going to die down. Those frustrations die down. A lot of what came up at the end of the year has movement, but not totally forward until March. So slow and steady, no rushing. All right? And then as I close out the astrology and go to cards, I just want to say 2022 is not going to be a straightforward year for us. 2022 is a good year. It's a year for tremendous opportunity and growth because we have all this energy that's very forward momentum-like. We're no longer thinking so much about the past. We're just using it to change the future. But we need patience because this is also a year where even though we're empowered to create our own lives, it's like 2 steps forwards and 1 step back. 2 step forward, 1 step back. It's a very gas brake kind of a year. So you have to have the patience and fortitude to be grateful for every change that takes place and keep moving forward no matter how frustrating it gets. This is a year when we're going to crave new info. We're going to want to go to new heights and new depths. We're curious and we crave new choices. But we have to stay present and observant to take full advantage without running into distractions. Okay? So I'm going to go to some cards. I'm going to see who's in my comments. I hope you guys are still listening. And the other thing I was going to say, which is a really, really good thing to do in this next week or two, and also as a theme for our year, is simplifying. Because when we have energy coming in that's frustrating, the best thing we can do is simplify that energy in order to be less frustrated about our daily grind. We want to bring as much clarity and peace into our life as possible and control those things that take us out of that and are disruptors in our life, because we need to sustain peace in order to have the energy we need to do our growth work. All right. And then in closing, I'm just going to let you guys all know the bypassing, the denials, the thinking things aren't really, the way they need to be. All of that is going to fall by the wayside this year, because the truth will be revealed no matter what in your life. And in society, we're going to see a lot of things come into fruition that we have not seen before. We're going to see a lot of people revealed for what they are, a lot of structures revealed for not being as transparent as they should be, etc. And those are going to be times when we need our patience and we need the simplification of our life to see truth. This is 2022 is probably the biggest growth year we've had in over a decade for us if we use it right. So going to put the number on the screen if Bobby would do that, and we're going to go to cards. Hi, Anne. Hi, Joanne. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Aaron. I see you all on screen tonight. I got to look at all my comments here. Okay. So they're going to put the call-in number on the screen. It is 516-945-9099. I hope I didn't bore you guys all that astrology. I know it was a lot, but hey, theme for the week is look where Capricorn is in your chart. What house does that fall in? Because that is the house that you are going to be focusing on. All right. And also, sometimes if you go online and look at when Saturn was, Mercury was in Capricorn last time, might give you an idea of your timelines too, And also next week, I'm going to talk a little bit more about the astrology themes for the year, but also the nodes of the moon moved into Taurus and Scorpio. So that's really changing the energy, much more focused on earthly things. You're going to see a lot of things coming into play this year with the environment and changes to our food supply, and all those things that are already happening are going to get even deeper. So I'm going to pull a card for Joanna Meyer. She's asking for one online, and let's see where we're going. And then I will do, hello, you're on the Soul Space with Georgia Rose.
Hi, Georgia. It's Aaron. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I was actually on my way to a fitness class, but let me just call in real quick.
Okay, so I'll do you first, then I'm going to pull a card for Joanna Maya. I have to tell you, I've been, I know we message each other once in a while. Aaron's in Texas, and I feel like your energy lately, your timeline in your life is just speeding up.
Yeah, it's always, I don't know why. It seems like
it's that Aries.
I was actually just thinking that today.
Yeah.
I was
a lot
literally
going on all
just
the time.
thinking that today. I was like, when I think like, oh, that was hard, I overcame that. It's just like now it's like level up.
Yeah. But it's happening so fast for you, I feel your energy.
Everything happens for me at one time. Like I never get a oh, this will happen. Like, I guess that's just the law of the universe or whatever you want to call it.
Well, I guess it's because
you're,
I think what happens is the universe only gives things like that to really strong people. There's that old saying, you only get what you can handle. I have to ask you, Aaron, is there someone around you who's a Pisces?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about that a little bit. Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
Because I didn't remember, but I wanted to say, I just pulled a card, which is really a Pisces card for me. So I feel like there's somebody around you who's a Pisces, but I picked 3 cards for your reading. And
Hmm.
Then I picked a card from the Soul card deck, which was the Pisces card for me. But I feel like this Pisces energy is kind of disconnected or a little bit separated from your life, like the other stuff going on. Like there's all this stuff going on in your life, and then there's this Pisces energy up in the left hand corner. So I think this is an energy that isn't really coming in for you yet, like in full force. I think you know who it is. I think it's around you, but I think it comes into your real center of your life, but they're not in the center of your life now.
Okay. I mean that kind of makes sense with the Pisces it's crazy because the Pisces that I'm thinking of, it's really weird. Like I'm Aries Venus and Aries Moon, and this Pisces is the exact same as me. And I was thinking, I'm like, wow, that has to be the most toxic match. Pisces Sun with an Aries Venus and Aries Moon.
Well, what I'm going to say to you is I feel like this person, like he's not in your daily life right now, but I feel like he's watching you. And I feel like this person is going to cycle back more into your life. Like he's not directly in everything right now. I almost like feel like the energy is a little detached from you now, but I feel like it comes back in, but he's not really that far away. He's watching you from a distance. I'm just telling you that. And then I got
makes sense in a stalking distance.
Yeah, I feel like it's, I don't know, it's an unsettled energy is what I'm going to tell you. It is definitely an unsettled energy. And the first card I pulled in your spread was the Lover's card, which traditionally I read the Lover's card when I pull it out of the deck as interference in a relationship, as something coming between a relationship. And it doesn't have to be a person. That could be a belief system. It could be just something where you don't see eye to eye, but I see a lot of interference in this card. But I do not think this card has to do with the Pisces energy we were just talking about. This Lover's card is about someone from your past.
Okay.
All right. So there was something with a relationship that something occurred where there was interference, and it's still unfinished business, though. So that's definitely cycling back.
I would have to think on that.
Yeah, and I will tell you that a lot of times when I get readings like that, someone will leave the read or they'll leave the energy and they'll remember it after, because it's like sometimes when you're doing the reading, people don't remember things. But this is definitely an energy where it was almost like a relationship where you were hopeful and then it just kind of died out. That's coming back, all right? Just so you know, something's coming back in from the past that you were hopeful about that didn't work out the last time. The other thing, the second card that I picked for you is the Two of Pentacles reversed, which is total imbalance. Really, really need to spend some time in your own energy, introspection. I feel that deeply for your energy right now. I feel that right now you're very susceptible to distractions from the outside world. And you need to just kind of lay low a little bit and relax. And the reason why I'm saying that also is because we have some Aries energy coming up later in spring, like the beginning of sort of like April, May. And it's going to be very heavy Aries energy, and you've got to have your real groundedness in play there. So if you meditate, do yoga, work out, whatever you do, really get on a strict regimen, not so much for your body, but just your mind. You need to like really get your mind in tip-top peak shape where you're not derailed. And then the third... Go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
What were you going to say, Aaron?
I was going to say the other thing for me is it's kind of weird right now, too, is so Gemini, I think I'm like 0 degrees Gemini for the sun, and then Aries, Moon, Venus, and then for like 4th, 5th, and 6th house, I want to say I'm Capricorn.
Well, that's a heavy Capricorn energy coming in now too, and I think you're undergoing a lot of change in your personal life and just the way you think about things, and so that really requires you to be introspective now. So all the more reason you've got to, I mean, even like spending time alone is key for you right now. So definitely make sure you do that, because the third card I picked was the Three of Wands, which is also an action card. But the Three of Wands is about having the means and the ambition to get everything you want in life. You're looking out at the world. You have the opportunity to actually, control your world and become dominant in creating the life you want. So I think it's really important these next couple of weeks for you to really weigh in with yourself, spend time alone in your own energy and your own essence in order to balance yourself. Because I think in the spring, a lot of things are going to be coming in for you that you're going to need to really be steady and grounded to deal with. And as long as you are steady and grounded, they're going to be really good things for you. So almost like, you go to the gym and you work out your muscles and you'll be training for a marathon. I think you need to work your relaxation muscles and your mind and your groundedness and your meditation and things like that, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, that and with the new, I've made so many changes at once that I have been really in balance. I've kind of been, the way I kind of put it is like I've just been spinning because
and really important for you to stop that. You have control over that. You've got to do it because I see a lot of bigger changes coming up for you that are going to be really great and more long term. And you've got to be really, really at the top of your game, personally and self-mastery to do it.
Okay.
All right. So cut out all the frivolous, anything that's superficial. Right now, even for the next little while, just go within and really do some serious work getting yourself together. Because you've got it. You're a very straightforward person.
Yeah.
Do you have any other question?
No, I mean, I guess that's so. And how long does and for me, I feel like it's so weird. I don't know why this happens, but I always feel like whenever the energy comes in, I get it like a week in advance.
Yes, and a lot of us do that. Especially new moons do that for me. I get it way far in advance. It depends on what your chart is, but sometimes we have aspects in our charts that are like that. Like I was born with Mercury retrograde, so Mercury retrogrades don't really affect me. So there's always aspects in the chart that may have a bigger effect. Like a lot of times Cancer people with the sun, moon, or rising in Cancer will feel the moons much more deeply than other people because Cancer is ruled by the moon. So, don't forget, Aries is Mars. So having a lot of Aries energy in your chart, wherever Mars is in the zodiac and the transit, is going to really affect you. So especially now, we have Mars just went into Capricorn. So you might have been feeling that a lot more before other people.
Especially with all basically that's me, Aries, and I'm Gemini, but Aries and Capricorn is
right
the bulk of my chart.
Right, and don't forget that the nodes of the moon just came out of Gemini and Sagittarius, and now they're in Taurus and Scorpio. So especially if you were 0 Gemini, that would affect you as well. So you've had a lot of things going on. That's why there's been so much activity in your life. And for all the people out there, you can always, I can look at your chart and I can tell right off the bat, why certain things are affecting you in your life. It's in your chart. So definitely, astrology readings are so important for our growth. Like Donna Barilli's online now, and she says, I'm a Cancer, and we just had a tremendous moon in Cancer. So she probably felt that more deeply than some other people. But get your headspace together. Now's the time to work your head muscles.
Yep.
Your relaxation. All right?
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Okay, go to your exercise class. Talk to you soon. So,
bye. Have a good night.
Okay. So I'm going to pull my card for Joanne Amaya. I was going to do that before, and then Aaron called in. So Joanne Amaya, we've got the health card for you. I just picked the judgment card, which is my health card. This is really about taking care of your health, following doctor's orders, doing everything they tell you to do, and then some. This is about knowing that you have control over healing yourself. So what I'd love to see you do, Joanne, is every day listen to a meditation. There's some wonderful meditations on YouTube. I even have some on my YouTube channel that you can all listen to that I actually created. I want you to go in and really understand that you have the power to heal whatever is a physical ailment for you, and that this card is actually showing me that. So it's very important for you to work from the inside out and get your headspace in a place where you really know that you have serenity and calm and that instantaneous healing can take place for you. Okay? going to pull a card for Donna Barilli. And if everyone could just send Donna out some loving. She is a longtime patient and, has her battles. So we want to send her some beautiful, beautiful energy. I'm not seeing all my comments. I'll try and refresh. Donna, I got the same card for you, and I just shuffled the deck, and also I just shuffled the deck, and I also split the cards, and I got the Judgment card for you too, which is the Health card. So same exact thing I just said to Joanna Maya applies to you. You want to work on your health from within, and you want to make sure that you know that you have the power to heal yourself by just going in, picturing yourself healed, picturing yourself pain-free, etc. I know you've been to enough of my Reiki and Reiki circles to know exactly how to do that. So, please make sure that you get yourself in that beautiful, quiet, grounded space. All right. And we're going to send some prayers to Donna. Love her so much. Donna and her husband, Vinny, actually, we did a boat cruise with them and surprised her a couple years ago with some other friends. And she had no idea. And it was their anniversary. And we actually, I officiated, because, I'm a minister, and I officiated over her wedding vows, like reenactment, renewal of the vows. It was so beautiful, such a beautiful day. The children were there. And it was just the most beautiful weather, and we were on the Great South Bay with the lighthouse, and it was just one of the most amazing days that I'll always remember, all the love that was in the air that day. And Donna and Vinny, especially anyone with a long-term illness, to see the dedication and love that they have for each other, through some really hard times is really amazing. And we got to stay in gratitude for that stuff, really, really stay in gratitude. So, as I said, I'm having trouble seeing all my comments. I do not know why. But Donna, so stay grounded, stay meditating. I even have some meditations that I created if you want to hear my voice. Otherwise, there's a lot of other people out there. That was such a beautiful day. And I'm going to pick a card now for my comments keep going away, guys. I don't know why. I see them 1 minute and then I don't see them. So I'm only seeing 2 comments. All right. So I guess I will pick a card for Joanne Papalardo. I'm seeing some prayer hands for her. I guess that's for Donna. Don't know why I'm not seeing comments here. But we only have a couple minutes left on the show. Man, the show went fast tonight, didn't it, guys? So remember to hop on over to YouTube. Make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel. I've got over 100. Here's all my comments now. I see them. I have over 120 videos on there. Tonight's show is going to be put on there. We're going to send some love to Joanna Maya. She says she's in a lot of pain. Broke her arm Christmas Day. Send love to everybody in the Zenkuda community for you, Joanne. And I'm going to pick a card for Sarah Stack. Now I see my comments, so it'll go a little smoother for the last few minutes of the show. So yeah, if you guys can definitely subscribe to my YouTube channel, because I'm trying to do some lives over there, and I need some subscribers. All right, we can get our Zenkuda community going there, and then we can do lives, and you guys can comment live and everything. It'll be really cool. So this card is for Sarah. Sarah, I feel like you're birthing a baby over there. I feel like you are working on so many new things, but this will be for Friday's energy. I feel like something new comes. Yeah, because I actually picked 2 soul cards for you. And I got this beautiful card. I don't know if you can see it on camera. I got this beautiful card of actual community. You can see all the hands in this card. And what this is really, I'm going to put it down here so Bobby's got the camera on. What this really shows for me is really the birth of an idea and actually trusting spirit. There's so much fire in the hands. Trusting spirit to help you birth a new idea or a new place that you're supposed to be. And then the second card that I pulled was hydration. It's like water. It's like gathering water from a well. So anything that you are really trying to manifest right now, be careful of your thoughts. Keep them really positive, because you can really manifest what you want right now. And the other thing I see in this card is a very peaceful person, but there's some people behind you that I think are not so peaceful. You've got to tune them out so that you can really focus on your goal and stay on your ambition and what you really want. I think your decision is already made, I have to say, on whatever the decision day is already made. And I think deep down you know what that is, and you are going to get what you want. I'm going to pick a card. Hi, Anne. How are you? Going to pick a card now for Janine Gemelli. I am actually invited to someplace by Janine that we're going to go this weekend and have a little fun. I love that some of the people on here are past clients and some even friends, and get to see everyone in the community. You know, Zenkuda is a place where we can all really engage and collaborate in order to have content and community that we don't need to censor, and we are all like-minded individuals. Janine, you just got the High Priestess. This means that you have the power to do and create whatever you want to in your life, and that you are on the right track. So the Zenkuda community is a community of content and media that is all about becoming spiritual and empowering ourselves through tarot and astrology, and there's all kinds of videos and meditation on YouTube. We also have a Facebook page where we can all gather, and you can post certain things if you'd like that are inspirational. That's Georgia Rose Zenkuda. And then on Instagram, we're Zenkuda Official. And the idea behind the Zenkuda brand is that we are all together trying to grow our souls, create the life of our dreams, and we're all supportive of each other doing it. And I create content, and I have guests come on our videos and our show in order to empower you to actually do those things in your life. So if you liked our show, please share it. Please, again, subscribe to my YouTube channel, like us, whatever they do. I don't know what they call it on Instagram, but we'll see you right here next week at 7 o'clock every Monday on Strong Island Entertainment and on Facebook Live, right here in the Soul Space Studio. So thanks so much for tuning in, and please send me a message me, post on my page. Let me know how you're doing out there. We'd love to hear from you. Bye-bye.